While the New York Cosmos has been trying to put themselves back on the local football map, the Cosmos Copa has become the nation's preeminent amateur adult soccer tournament. The competition unites New York City's diverse community through the sport. Local teams representing over 40 different countries will compete in this year's tournament. Sarah Pizon reports on the origins of the Copa and follows last year's champions, NYC France, through their first practice of the season.
Arrivez là-bas, vous sautez aux genoux, on lève les genoux, et à mon signal, on y va.
The French national team is practicing right behind me, here at Randall's Island. Their goal, defending their championship title in this year's New York Cosmos Copa. It took France nearly 40 minutes of extra time and 7 rounds of penalty kicks to defeat Senegal 2-1 in the final of last year's tournament. The annual tournament gathers semi-professional players from over 40 countries, representing New York's diverse international community. The French team is made up of bankers, business owners, teachers, and they're all from multicultural backgrounds.
Ultimately, we're representing a country, representing a nation. When the France won the World Cup in '98, it was a bunch of black people, Arabic people, white people. There's a very good complot, the Black Blanc. And if you see the picture of us winning in the finals, it's a pretty good representation of the country itself and all the communities.
It was also the organizers' plan to showcase the hidden soccer talent in the most cosmopolitan city in the world and bring those immigrant communities together.
It was basically social change through soccer. What we wanted to do was tighten the communities in New York City through this game. We wanted people to rally around a team.
Chris Noble is a New Yorker who came up with the idea in 2008. At the time, he worked on a marketing campaign for Nike.
There was still like that, nothing kind of going on an annual basis. I just felt like that was a crime. And it just was in my brain. It just stuck in my brain. I was like, why isn't there a New York City World Cup? This is a total waste of great soccer talent. The game should be showcased here. It's like people should see what's going on here.
He brought on a partner, his friend Spencer Dormister, a former player and coach who had a lot of contacts in New York's soccer community. Together, they approached Andy Gould. At the time, he worked with the city's sports commission.
And we met with them and realized that they could pull off what they were saying, because we had a lot of guys come to us say, we can pull this off, we can create this mini World Cup, but they didn't have the goods. And Spencer and Chris really understood it, because that was the whole concept, is that you want to have teams representing these different communities.
So Dormister and Noble ran their idea by the United Nations. From there, they connected with foreign consulates and eventually approached local community leaders to build national teams.
Once we got the UN involved and the city involved, like the mayor's office was involved, like Mayor Bloomberg was at our games. We had a big party at Gracie Mansion. He's like, he saw what was going on. He saw for him, and a reason for him to stay connected.
So they called my friend Frédéric Lessor, who owns restaurants in New York, and they said, could you build like a French team in New York? I said yes, and he asked me because we used to play together.
Zoher Genania is a former Division I soccer coach from Brittany, France. Now he's an economics teacher at the Lycée Français of New York. He sees the tournament as a great opportunity to promote a positive image of France after the national team's poor showing in the last World Cup.
Remember South Africa, the World Cup in 2010? It was a disaster regarding what happened there. The behavior of some professional players was unacceptable, and in the world, the people that they didn't understand what happened in this French team. So for us, it was like, listen, we are the French community, we want to show that we have talented players, we love to play nice soccer, but at the same time, we are well-behaved men and well-educated men who want to represent the best of the French community in New York City.
We talk about sports, but mostly like an amazing human experience. Sounds cliche, but it actually matters a lot, because it made a huge difference when it comes to, supporting each other, playing together, and coming together on the field.
Their unity and skills are sure to be tested in the upcoming tournament, because they're no longer the dark horse.
Now we are not the underdogs anymore. We are the champions. Everyone wants to beat us, so it's a big challenge this year.
The French team hopes that a larger crowd will turn out this year to see them defend their title. Since the Cosmos Copa began in 2009, it's grown at a remarkable rate, from 16 to 40 teams in 5 summers. It's become arguably the most prominent amateur soccer tournament in the country. Now, its founders hope New York City will be recognized as the soccer hotbed it has always been.
I think the message also globally was that The United States actually cares about soccer or football, depending on where you come from. And New York City really is the poster child for it because of the ethnic diversity. Whether you're first generation or just off the plane or the boat, this is a soccer town, and we're going to have our own MLS team that plays in the 5 boroughs.
Noble has a similar vision, and that was one of the reasons he wanted to get the Cosmos involved in the Copa. He eventually sold the tournament to the New York Soccer League in 2009.
It was kind of a dream come true. I got to work with Pele, a hero of mine. He hugged me and said, "What you're doing for New York is a great thing." And for me, I was like, that's it. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. It's my legacy. I just hope it goes forever, and I hope it gets bigger and bigger every year.
For Independent Sources, I'm Sarah Pizon.
This year's Cosmos Copa will run from July 19th to August 2nd. You can learn more about the tournament on the website cosmoscopa.com.